So here we are going to see different steps that need to be followed while fabricating NMOS. Okay, so here we'll be dealing with the NMOS fabrication step basically. So here we know that uh, while forming any layer, we need selected regions of the surface, and that selected regions are basically uh, defined by the appropriate mask that we will be using. So each processing step requires a selected area on the wafer, and this selected area is basically provided by the appropriate mask. So masking is basically required for patterning a particular layer on the semiconductor surface or on the wafer basically. Okay, so each layer that we are going to pattern or deposit on the semiconductor surface requires this lithography process or this mask. If it is masking, we are going to use mask, and then we are going to use either photolithography or electron beam lithography. So each deposition of these layers are basically going to have patterning, and that patterning is basically pattern transfer is basically done by the process called lithography. So process used basically, so here the process used to transfer the pattern to a layer on the chip is called lithography. We will be using lithography to transfer different patterns on the semiconductor surface or on the chip. Okay, so here different patterns that we go for growing is like different patterns means different layers. So that layer will be like different layers will be silicon different silicon doped layers. Some silicon doped layers will be there. Along with that, some polysilicon layer will be growing, and some metal layers will be growing, and some insulating layers like SiO2 layers will be growing. So all these layers are basically transferred with the help of appropriate mask, and that mask will be used with the help of lithography. Okay, so here all these layers will be using some type of lithography using mask. The mask will be there, then ultraviolet rays will be there, or electron beam lithography will be used. Okay, so here the pattern making in all the cases will be done with the help of mask and lithography. In case of BJTs also, we have seen the last figure that we have grown. In each step, we have used some type of mask and some type of lithography. Okay, so similar to this, if we are going to have a different layer formation, we will be using some mask and some lithography steps will be performed in case of NMOS fabrication also. Okay, so basically in case of NMOS fabrication, as we are going to form the NMOS, that means the substrate that we will be taking will be of P-type substrate. Okay, so here P-type of substrate will be taken. On P-type substrate, we will be growing 10 channel MOSFET. Okay, so here first step will be we will be taking the substrate. Substrate will be there, and that a thermal oxidation will be performed. And when we have performed the thermal oxidation, once the thermal oxidation is performed, we will be growing SiO2 layer. So this is an SiO2 layer will be deposited. This oxide layer is about 1 micrometer thickness. So this oxide layer will be of 1 micrometer thickness. that will be grown are created on this substrate. Okay, so once this oxide layer we have created, then this complete surface, whatever surface we are uh, going with, we will deposit this surface. So this is the first step is oxidation, and after this oxidation, what we do is we cover this complete surface. So one more step is there. This is oxidation. This is SiO2. After that, we will be depositing a layer of photoresist. So here, so these are the next these steps from here to here is having some intermediate step that we are dealing with. So this intermediate step will be like we will be having a photoresist. So on the silicon dioxide, we will be depositing a photoresist. Okay, so that photoresist now with the help of a mask, so we'll be using a mask. A mask will be such that it is packed here and it is packed here and here it will be open. Okay, and here ultraviolet light will be fall, UV light, and here it will be opaque, so it will be light will not be passing through here. Here the light will be passing, it will be depositing on here. So this selected region of this photoresist, as it is a positive photoresist, okay, so that will become a soluble, that will become soluble. So after this we will be performing the etching. So once we are going to perform the etching, it will be like this. This will be oxide, and here a photoresist layer will be there. So after etching, first of all we will be removing the photoresist. After that we will again do the etching, and that etching can be performed with the help of either chemical etching or plasma etching. So this etching can be either chemical etching or plasma etching. So plasma etching means it is dry etching. Okay, so with the help of that, we will be removing the further portion that is exposed to this region. The oxide is also removed. So this oxide we will be removing. So the next structure that we will be getting is this is the oxide. Along with that, we will be having photoresist on it. Okay, now with the help of further uh, development solution, we will be removing this photoresist and we will obtain a structure like this. Okay, so this is all about the steps that are intermediate step between this B and C. So between B and C, we will be having some intermediate steps. That steps are this. Okay, so here we have patterned the surface and etched out. Okay, so etching basically will be done with the help of chemical etching or a plasma etching. So we basically prefer a plasma etching and to get high quality etching. And here SiO2 layer, here SiO2 layer is also etched out in the selected portion or selected region that is exposed to the ultraviolet light. Okay, and we will be getting after that we will be getting this type of structure. So this structure and this structure is same. So this is the same structure. So in between these two, there are some intermediate steps. These intermediate steps are defined by this. There are steps. Okay. So from B to C, we will be obtaining the silicon dioxide, and the selected regions of silicon dioxide will be removed, and only that after removing the silicon, the substrate that will be exposed to the environment directly. Okay. Now the next steps we will be performing. So the next step will be like we will be growing a thin oxide. This thin oxide will be of high quality thin oxide. This will be high quality thin oxide. So this high quality thin oxide will be working as gate oxide. This will be the gate oxide. This thin oxide that is there, this is your gate oxide. Okay. So after oxidation, from here we will performing the oxidation. After oxidation, thin layer will be deposited on the complete surface of the semiconductor. Okay, so this is you can say the vapor. The complete one layer of thin oxide will be deposited. Okay, so from here to here, from this to this step is like initially it was similar to this in the terms of 3D structure. If it is 3D structure, this was the substrate on which this SiO2 layer was there. This is SiO2 layer and it is patterned out. Okay, so after patterning out, we will be getting this SiO2 layer have been patterned throughout the complete region of the portion where the UV light is exposed. Okay. So up to D, we have seen we have deposited the thin oxide layer. Okay. The next is we will be depositing a polysilicon layer. Okay. So this thin oxide layer is created. This thin oxide layer is working as a gate oxide, gate region, or we can say gate oxide, or we call it also the field oxide. We also called it field oxide or gate oxide. Okay. So after that, the next step we will be performing. So next step is again after that we will be depositing a polysilicon. Okay. So polysilicon will be used to deposit on this complete surface. Okay. So on the complete surface, exposed surface, we will be depositing this polysilicon, and this polysilicon. So from here, polysilicon deposition is this is basically the a layer deposition is there, so that it will be done with the help of uh, lithography in the because it is not a selected deposition, it is deposited on complete surface, exposed surface, so it is not a lithography, it is that directly it is a, you can say, a layer growth. Okay, so layer growth is there, like a film growth we call it, a film growth. So polysilicon film is grown all over the surface, entire surface. Okay, after that we will be performing the etching. A selective etching will be done. So in that selective etching, we have etched out the selected portion of the polysilicon, and the only portion that is remaining is where we will be depositing the where we will be making the gate contact. So this polysilicon is used as a gate connection. It is used as gate connection, or we call it gate interconnection. Gate interconnection. Okay, so here through this polysilicon we will be connecting the gate terminal. Okay, and before that it is like a conducting material, and before that there below this there will be an oxide. So the oxide should be only below the gate I can say contact. So this is polysilicon, that is gate contact, so below that only the uh, thin oxide should be there. So remaining thin oxide we will be removing. Okay, so from the next, again we will be performing the etching. We will be performing etching. So after doing this etching, this selected portion of the thin oxide have been removed. Okay, so this have been removed and this have been removed. So this is the portion exposed to the environment. Okay, so this exposed portion is like it is directly exposing the substrate semiconductor. Okay, so here it is exposed to semiconductor to the environment here also. So at this selected regions we will be performing the uh, source and drain doping. So here source and drain terminals will be doped. Source and drain regions will be formed here and here, and that will be contacts for the source and drain will be formed. So from here to here, we have directly used the term like we are doing the etching. So to do the etching, that is not just the etching, we will be performing the same lithography we will be performing, and then we will be etching it out. Okay. So to remove the selected portion, we will be exposing UV light to the selected region by using the mask, and then we will be doing the lithography, and then we will be doing the etching. Okay. So we have directly said like etching is being performed. So here some to remove this selected layer, we have to do the all masking and lithography and then etching. Okay. So here basically the surface is covered with thin oxide uh, layer in the remaining section. Okay. And this layer, this will be your thin oxide, and this will be your gate oxide. This thin oxide will be having like a gate oxide of the MOS transistor basically. Okay. And this polysilicon deposition that we have done, so polysilicon basically will be working as gate electrode, and also it is used for interconnection. So this polysilicon, okay, so this polysilicon will be working as a gate electrode also for interconnection. Okay, so for interconnection between two different devices, we will be using this. So the not covered section of this thin oxide we have removed, that is not covered with the polysilicon. Okay, is edged out basically, and this is it's edged out to basically create the source and drain regions basically. Okay. So here this again the next step to this is the entire region or entire surface of uh, this entire surface now will be this entire surface of this semiconductor substrate is basically exposed for doping. So the entire surface will be exposed for doping with it will be exposed for doping with high concentration of n-type dopant. So we will be using n-type dopant basically to dope or dopant or we call it impurities. So high concentration impurities will be used to highly dope this region with the n plus region. Okay, and this doping will be done by using the methods we have already seen, that is either diffusion or by using ion implantation. So we will be using either diffusion method or by using ion implantation, we will be depositing the highly doped n-type regions in the exposed regions of this semiconductor. Okay, so that exposition is done with the help of lithography. Okay, and after this exposition of the semiconductor surface, we will be doing this diffusion or the ion implantation. Okay, so once this ion implantation or diffusion has been performed, it will basically create two. It will basically create two n type regions will be created. So these two n type regions, one will be for drain, another will be for source. Okay. The here in all the cases, like whenever whenever we go for deposition of next layer, before that whatever layer we have deposited, we need to pattern that layer first. So before going for this doping, high concentration n type doping, the polysilicon is basically patterned, and this patterned polysilicon is basically defines the channel region. So if this is the you can say length or width of this polysilicon patterned area will be basically defining the channel region. So between these two, this region will be your channel region. So this will be basically forming the channel region. So this channel region will be defined with the help of the polysilicon. Whatever the polysilicon width is there, that is obtained by using the patterning of this polysilicon will be basically defining the channel region. And once whatever patterning we have done with respect to that, only the position of n plus regions for source and drain will be defined, like where the source and drain should be doping should be performed. That will be also defined by the patterning of this polysilicon. Okay, so basically here patterning of polysilicon will define the channel region, and also defines the drain and source region. Okay, so polysilicon will basically define the source and a drain region also. And after that, so once we have done the doping for the source and drain regions, next we will be doing is we will be depositing another layer of oxide. So after that, we will be having oxidation again. So this oxidation will be depositing another insulating oxide layer. Okay, and this insulating oxide layer, after deposition of the whole layer, we will be again performing the etching, and this etching will be such that we will be removing the selected portion of this doping that we have made for a source and drain, so that we can make the contact. And oxide region this oxide region will basically cover this gate terminal. So our gate terminal is being covered by this region. Okay, and then there will be a space for contact for source and drain basically here. Okay, so this was the insulating oxide basically. Insulating oxide is grown, and then after that, once the insulation oxide is grown and etched and patterned, it is etched and patterned to form this structure, open structure for drain and source. And then the metallization for drain and source contact will be done. Okay, so there will be the next step, that is metallization. And after that, we have done the metallization, we will be again patterning this metallization. And this metallization is basically performed by evaporating. So the metallization, there we have already seen there are two different steps of metallization. One is vacuum vaporization, evaporation, and second one is sputtering. So here this metallization is basically here done with the help of evaporation. Evaporation of this metal contacts are basically done with the help of aluminum. Okay, so aluminum evaporation will be done with the help of high energy, or with the help of melting. That melting will be done with the different methods. One we have seen like resistive and electron beam, or we can have the inductive type of and RF type of heating is used for evaporation. So basically, either we will be using resistive or with the help of electron beam heating basically performed to have a better evaporation. Okay, so this evaporation of aluminum will be done, and this evaporation, after evaporation, it will be condensed to this selected region, and after condensing, we will be again patterning and etching. We will be done the pattern. We will done the patterning and etching to remove the selected regions, and finally we will be obtaining the device. Okay, so this is like the complete deposition of the aluminum is done. After that, we will be performing the etching or the patterning. Okay, so here patterning is done, patterning and etching to obtain this structure. So this is the NMOS that we require as a device to perform different operations. Okay, so this is all about the different steps that we need to follow for the uh, NMOS fabrication. So these are the different steps. So similar to the NMOS operation, NMOS fabrication steps, we will be having the PMOS fabrication steps also. So similar steps will be required. The only difference will be like, instead of using P type substrate, we will be using N type substrate, and instead of using N plus deposition for source and drain, we will be using P plus deposition for source and drain, and all other parameters will be same in case of PMOS fabrication. Okay, so once we know the all the steps that is required for NMOS fabrication, the similar steps will be required for the PMOS fabrication also. Okay, so this is all about the NMOS and PMOS fabrication.